Hi, welcome back to Guessagaingaming, and we're back in Watch Dogs Legion. We're in London, I think it's Watch Dogs Legion. We're in London Bridge, which is an area just to the south of the river. And yeah, it's been a while since I made a video about gaming in general. I decided to not make videos about more woke related things because I've done so many and there's so many been done online generally that I think it's been kind of done to death. So I decided unless there's some particularly new story, I wouldn't make a new video about woke related games or things like that in gaming. And I just continue to just talk about the games I play until anything relevant in the news of gaming came up that caught my attention. I must be honest, I've been watching less gaming related videos anyway. I've just been very busy normally. So anyway, one thing that I didn't even need videos to tell me, or YouTube, is that games were going up. I mentioned this in a video a while back, and I noticed from just Amazon, my own Amazon account, that PlayStation 5 consoles have risen in price suddenly, which was odd because they started talking about PlayStation 6 already. So I was like, I wonder why they've gone up now. And then I saw the thing with Nintendo Switch where games have gone up there. So digital games have gone up to $80 and physical to $90. And I assumed that it would be not be long before Xbox and PlayStation followed suit, and indeed they kind of have. So Xbox, apparently the consoles are going up just like the PlayStation 5. I'm not going to go through all the different prices. I don't use Xbox, I've never played Xbox, but apparently they have, and I've looked at the different things and they're all going up. And obviously games are going up. Not all games from what I've seen, so I'm not going to again go through a list of games, but there's certainly new up and coming PlayStation 5 games that are going to be $80. Not all the new games will be, but some will be, and I think it's going to be a gradual thing where across the board Xbox and PlayStation, they're going to try and push all games to kind of $80. So it is what it is. Whether that's going to be successful, I don't know. If you have a game that's an existing IP, whether it's Assassin's Creed or whatever it might be, Call of Duty, etc., you can probably sell the newest game, it's a popular franchise that's going well, for premium prices, even if they up the price. But for new IPs, of which there's quite a few around coming out at the moment, whether they'll sell at a premium price, I don't know. Obviously some of that will depend on, back to what I said at the beginning of the video actually, whether they're woke, whether they've got good content, whether they're aimed at modern audiences and things like that. But whether they can push new IPs at that kind of price, I don't know. But it's all a little bit depressing because, we're all still in a kind of financial crisis. I think everywhere in the world's struggling a little bit. And people just don't have the money to pay more for games, and especially when so many games aren't any better than the games you already got. That's not just woke games, that's just games that are just rehashing, Far Cry games, rehashing the same formula over and over again. So, or big is better, like with the newer Assassin's Creed games. So you're paying more money for probably more safe games, less original games, sometimes more wokey games, as with the Veilguard and other games I've talked about on this channel many times. So it's just a bit depressing. And what I would say in all this is, if you've watched this channel at all, you'll know I don't buy new games, ever. It's not in my budget, and even if it was, unless I had £1 million spare, I wouldn't be spending that money on new games, because there's so many old games, and by old that can be like a year old or even 6 months, that are on sale. So what I would say is, unless you've got a big budget, or you've got absolutely desperate for some reason to play the new game in a franchise or the new IP, especially if it's a new game in a franchise, because usually they're not that different for the last game, so just keep playing the last game for 6 months and then wait for a discount. So I would say just, be sensible. Just because new games are up in price, it doesn't mean you have to play them. It's a choice. No one needs to play a game. So rather than buy or not buy and be annoyed. Just like, play the things you already got. Most of us have got quite a lot of things in our libraries or in physical discs lying around that we've never played or don't play much. And I've found many of the games I've had for a while are much better than the stuff that comes out now. Including Watch Dogs Legion, get that in. So just play games that you've either already got or games that you find in the sales. And from from PlayStation Store sale, where I get almost all my games, there's just so many games that are great games that are very, very cheap all the time. So just buy sensibly. And if you have got a lot of money, good luck to you, and buy brand new games at premium prices. But like I said, it's not what we have to do, and if it's a problem, then don't. And I think to justify price rise in gaming, they need to show that they can make exciting new games, whether it's a new franchise or whether it's an existing franchise. If they're just going to regurgitate similar formulas that are safe in gaming, or make rubbish new franchises, as we've gone through on this channel many times, that are woke and aimed at modern audiences, etc, 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 or just don't have any content or are buggy, then we shouldn't be paying that. Anyway, thanks for watching Guess Again Gaming. Till next time, take care for now.